Today, I'm at RSPB Burton Mere Wetlands, a place where open water and marshland attract birds from all across the country. Most of the time, the movement here is subtle, small ripples across the surface, distant shapes working their way along the shoreline, wings passing quietly overhead, but every so often something different appears. Not hidden in the reeds, not rushing through the shallows. Instead, it walks calmly into the view. Tall, striking, almost black and white against the water, like it doesn't quite belong there. But then you notice something unusual. A shape to the bill unlike any other bird nearby. It doesn't stab at the surface. It moves slowly, carefully sweeping side to side through the shallows as if searching its own way. And in moments like this, you realise you're watching one of the most distinctive visitors these wetlands can offer. Across these wetlands, many of the birds you see are busy with everyday life. Some are feeding, some are resting together in groups, others are already preparing for the breeding season ahead. It's a place full of movement and quiet activity happening all at once, but every now and then, one bird stands out from the rest. Not because it's loud, not because it's fast, but because of how unmistakable it is. Elegant, unusual, and famous here in Britain for a very particular shape that makes it unlike almost everything else on the water. This is the Avocet. A striking wandering bird, usually standing around 40 to 45 centimeters tall with a wingspan reaching roughly 70 to 80 centimeters. Its black and white plumage makes it stand out almost immediately against the wetlands, especially when sunlight catches the feathers across the water. But perhaps the most unusual feature of all is the bill. Long, thin and curved gently upwards in a way a few other birds in Britain can match. And shortly, we'll see exactly why that shape is so important. Here, they're not alone. Avocets are social birds and are often found in small groups, especially during the breeding season. While some feed in the shallow water, others pause to rest, conserving energy before returning to the search for food. Together they create a calm but ever watchful community across the wetlands. Before long, the group is on the move once again. Rarely staying still for long, Avocets spend much of the day exploring the wetlands around them. Each step is slow, deliberate, and unhurried. They pause frequently, carefully inspecting the ground as they continue their search. At first glance, it may not seem like much is happening, but every movement has a purpose. Even within the group, no two Avocets behave in quite the same way. Some move quickly from place to place, while others take a much slower, more patient approach. Yet despite their different pace, they all focused on the same thing: making most of another day here on the wetlands. Before long, one Avocet heads into the shallows, pausing to search for food among the water's edge. But nature has a habit of being unpredictable. After leaving behind a rather unwelcome surprise, another Avocet seems to think better of following the exact same route, choosing a different direction instead. Once settled, it returns to more important matters, feeding for a moment before taking time to preen its feathers. Not every moment in the wetlands is spent searching for food. Like many wandering birds, Avocets need time to rest. Standing on one leg helps reduce heat loss, allowing them to conserve energy while they remain alert to what's happening around them. Between periods of rest, they also spend time preening their feathers. Every feather is carefully cleaned and aligned, helping to keep them in excellent condition for flight and life on the water. Here, patience seems to be just as important as movement. One Avocet stands almost motionless, studying the water beneath it. Every so often, it strikes with a quick peck, before returning to its careful watch. In the wetlands, rushing isn't always the best strategy. From here, I had the perfect place to sit quietly and watch it unfold. One of the most interesting things to watch with these birds is how they find their food. They sweep their curved bills from side to side through the shallow water, feeling for tiny insects and small creatures just beneath the surface. It's slow, careful, and perfectly suited feeding here in these wetlands. Across the shallows, the search continues. Each gentle sweep of the bill is guided by years of evolution perfectly suited to life in these wetlands. Unlike many other birds, the Avocet relies on patience and speed. Methodically covering the shallow water, it searches every inch before moving on. No sign of rushing, just a calm, carefully measured rhythm, repeated again and again. To us, it may seem slow, but every sweep, every pause, and every step is part of the feeding technique that has served this remarkable bird for thousands of years. In a place where every meal has to be earned, patience can make all the difference. Watching an Avocet feed, it's easy to see just how specialised this bird has become. Almost every part of its body, from its long legs and its slender upturned bill, has evolved to make the most of the life in the shallow water. It's this remarkable combination that allows the Avocet to thrive where many other birds cannot. As the search continues, the Avocet moves confidently into deeper water, making the most of every opportunity these wetlands have to offer. But this remarkable bird is also known for something else. And it's a story that helped make it one of Britain's greatest conservation successes. This bird is actually the symbol of the Royal Society for the Protection of Birds, known as the RSPB. It was once lost as a breeding bird in Britain, mainly because wetlands were drained and coastal nesting areas became disturbed. But after returning in the 1940s, it became one of the country's greatest conservation success stories. So seeing one here today is a reminder of how important places like these wetlands really are. Seeing the Avocet for the first time really was an honour. From the moment I spot it, I love spending time watching and filming this remarkable long-billed bird, even if my mom insists on calling them Pinocchio noses. Watching them search the wetlands for food and seeing how perfectly they adapt to life here has made this bird I'll never forget. I'm really glad I had the chance to experience these moments, and even more grateful that I could share them with you.